Harvey's got all his books out, and he's coaching women on abstaining at least for 90 days to check this man out to see if you actually want to be in a relationship with him. And that seems to go along with a little bit of what you have said, versus it does help you screen out a person that you just have a lust for versus someone you can build something with. So do you think there's a time limit, and when do you decide to break the celibacy? I know you've had a couple attempts at it, and you've actually broken it out of feeling pressured to have sex
that too,
versus wanting to have sex.
That's a tough question. You said, how do you know when it's time?
If you're not waiting till marriage.
If you have a female that you will for kicking it with for whatever, say for a couple of weeks, months, made it past your 90-day period. Is that what you're saying? First of all, I never really, checked out the Steve Harvey thing. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the brother that's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? From the gutter to, from the hood to the Hollywood thing. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's a tough one because. How do you know? It's really no time. A lot of it, once again, it's gonna go back to the original, like I said, the oldest proverb, know thyself. And once you feel you have certain self-esteem, confidence, and whatever it is that you seek, say you accomplish your goals, say if you was a person that had career goals, and you see yourself making these moves now, and you're on that path. And so here comes somebody in your life. It's pretty much now the decision is they about that life? You know what I mean? They gonna really roll with you, and are y'all willing to roll together through the thick, the thin, the stinky, whatever. Y'all, it could get tough. Or they gonna bail out on you on the least little heat. That's important. That's important. Because like I said, once you enter that womb and y'all start, and you doing certain positions, or what we call tantric positions. I had to do a lot of studying on it as well, man. You know what I'm saying? Say, you gotta know what's going on here with you. Just don't do it. Get information on it. Learn about chakras. Learn about how we have a 12 feet aura around us that you can detect stuff. You know how you just feel something coming, somebody behind me, that feeling you get, oh yeah, I need something. That's your detection. We all got that, fam. It's just stronger than ours. And to build it up to some of the strongest strengths, like I say, you got to have that positive, your mind got to be, boom, here versus down here. So that's what's going on. Remember I told you, in this society, they trying to keep us in the lower chakras. You know what I mean? Keeping us down in the root chakras, keeping us what's called bound to earth. Versus, raising to our higher levels of consciousness and thinking and awareness that we'll be able to collect from all, or what's called from the universe. So, I would say, make sure that y'all got that connection, because like I said, once y'all do that, I can speak for a man, once you enter the woman, and then the woman itself, especially, she's dealing with motion or water, we also speak up. So y'all becoming as one at that time, that's like a decision that y'all really have to see if it's time for that. Or if y'all, I guess, if you want to do marriage, that's what you're doing anyway. I mean, once you stick it in, family, you be married. You know that? It's called holy matrimony. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You'll actually get married once. You just don't got no rings and none of that. It is that now we just don't select our wives or husbands wisely. You know, it's just okay to do it now. It's okay now to even do it in your butt and use towards your strap on it and just utilize that instead of a male counterpart. I mean, it's crazy out here. Yeah.
So you're saying there isn't really a time limit that it takes to get to know if this person is right for you? There's no minimum amount of days you should put on it?
Well, minimum, yes, definitely. I will have to agree with my man Harvey on that. Actually, Harvey, you know what I'm saying? Within a week or two, fam. You know what I mean? It depends on who they is. They ready to get it in. You know what I mean? But you can notice these things if you're paying attention to it very early. You know what I mean? Like for me, you know what I'm saying? I've done it for quite a few years, off and on. So it becomes easy for me, you know, to detect little simple things to say, okay, this thing gonna really work. This is gonna be long lasting. Is this person really a warrior? This gonna be here through thick and thin. You know what I mean? Or I'm able to handle their shit. Are they able to handle mine? Hey, I could be, I can tell them, I try to be a leader here. I got community duties. You understand? So, yeah, you got to see their respect level. You understand? And stuff like that. People ain't gonna hold it in but so long. It's gonna come out. You know? And when it come out, you got to take your notes and be like, okay. And it depends on to what level it comes out. Like I can say for me, it's been situations to where it's like I've been into some women that's like really messed up in the head, emotions, and everything, versus one that's just like your problems ain't that bad. I feel you can get over it. And somebody that can get over it is better to work with than somebody that's like tore down to the ground. They just like through. You know what I mean? They really need to start getting counseling type of thing. I mean, yeah, there's people out there like that.
About how long on average have you found that it takes before the problems start coming out? When you get to that, okay, this relationship is gonna make it or break it point?
Like I said, sometimes you can find out within a few minutes of a conversation. Depends on where you at. Good number. I would double the time of the 3 months. I'll go for the 6 months. That's real tough for a person. You understand what I mean? But if you already been doing it for a year like me or 2, it's like whatever. We're going another 6 months, no problem. Yeah. But for them, they're a newcomer, they just starting out. I know it can be pretty rough. So it's like, can they really handle the forces that's out here? Because like I said, sometimes it's not even personally them. It's the things that's around them, the energies that's around them that could cause you to react upon the situation because of their emotion, because you're down here in your lower levels of self and you're not thinking of a higher plan of the situation. A more positive way to look at it. That's what I'm saying.
So it sounds like it's more of a filter to see, is this person really here for me? Or the attraction and the lust?
It's that you want to say they're here not only for this me, because when we start getting to that me and I, and all my needs and wants and what I'm looking for, guess what? You're leaving out the other half. So you got to see what we looking at, where both of our minds are at with it. So I wouldn't use the concept of this me or I would say we. When you see them even expressing the words of we and us versus this me or I, or just my personal feelings and thoughts versus, y'all sharing this experience. Because right now, like I said, once I enter you, You know, as a man, I go into you, we do that holy matrimony, them energies gonna rise even more. So if you are already whacked out in the head, I'm gonna end up start being whacked out in my damn head. You know what I mean? If you eating pork and hamburgers and beef, guess what? I'm gonna start eventually having cravings for beef and all this. Because we starting to become this one. One of the things, get back to what you saying as far as how do you really know? It depends how much time y'all spend together too. I didn't, cause you know you can know somebody and y'all might see each other once a month. You know what I mean? I didn't make that clear. So if y'all together every day, that type of energy is a little different. Let's talk about that one for a second. Cause I didn't really touch that. Like I said, I just said, you know. When you're together every day, it's different because y'all are constantly building. And once again, it's not gonna maybe take you that 6 months or a year to really find out the information that you need to find out. Because if y'all sharing experiences every day, and you get up to that 3-month mark or 4-month mark or 5-month mark, and things are still looking good. You know what I'm saying? The energy's still high. Y'all actually now have what's called true love. You know, for people that's like, as soon as you meet, you know, true, you can have what's called a certain love at first sight. You know, the divine put us together somehow. You know what I mean? Because most people, I believe that anybody I come in contact with is for a reason. It's for a purpose. You don't learn from, is it going to be for a season? It's going to be for a lifetime at this point. So that's how I personally look at life itself every day. So when I come in encounterment and I know that I'm ready to do this act of holy matrimony, entering this woman, I really got to ask myself, is I'm ready for this lifetime experience? You understand?
It can be lifetime in more ways than one.
Indeed, one little drop, you understand me, fellas? You know what I mean? It's done. You know what I mean? Right when you put, and that one little drop had to shoot back up in there, done. It's done. And then pussy go whoop and catch that shit, it's done. You know? That's real facts. That's if she fertile like that. You know what I mean?